Hello. Yes, go for it. Have chat. Yes, let's see. Hey, RS. All right, so for you, Patricia, Ramos, for you, we do have the tower, the Enoch, which can represent some disruptions. It can represent a destruction of some sort. So just be aware that there is going to be a as far as feelings, I want to say that there might be some disruption coming forth. We do have the Ten of Swords that represents ending, and then we do have the Eight of Pentacles that represents work. So let me try to channel your message. Okay, so what I feel like is there's a possibility of wanting to. Now I can say this like in the most positive way, but I feel like I should also give you it in the truest way that I'm seeing it. There's this energy of trying to make it work, trying to make the ends meet, but I feel like the feelings might be dying out. Like if there was any emotional connection, it might be dying out. I do feel like it's almost like trying to. Okay, so this is how I see it. This is almost like Frankenstein. You know, something's said and you're trying to make it work, but it ends up being a disaster. The monster from Frankenstein. I feel like that's how this person is probably seeing the connection that you guys have. My best advice is to just, if you know something is falling and something's just the foundation wasn't set up properly, it's best to let the destruction and the rumble go. You could still try to make it work, but you got to remember that the Ten of Swords is kind of like an ending. But that's basically what I see. So just be aware of that. Yeah. They contact you. Advice. All right. Welcome, Patricia. Okay, so for you, RS, why is this person not talking to you, and will he contact you? This person's not talking to you because this person's trying to be independent. This person is trying to do their own thing. We do have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands can represent popularity, or it's almost like okay. This is almost like needing other people. This is almost meeting other people, or yeah. And then we do have the Knight of Wands. For as far as will this person contact you, there is a strong possibility, just because we do have the Knight of Wands. But this person's probably just branching out. But I feel like this is more like a receptive energy. Okay, so we have queens, two queens. So we have the Queen of Wands and we have the Queen of Swords. I feel like if from what I see, the best advice is for you to contact this person, just because I feel like this is you. The Queen of Swords is, she's very critical. She voices her opinion. I feel like that's the energy that you should try to what's it called? Embody. There we go. You should definitely reach out, talk. Don't be too critical, just because we do have the Axe. But I feel like you are definitely a complementary energy to the fire, to his fire energy. But I do feel like you should be aware that this person's probably reaching out to other people. So just be aware of that. Just because we do have the Knight and then we do have the Queen of Wands up present. But that's basically what I see. Hopefully this gave you some insight on what to do in regard to your connection. But yes, to answer your question, I do feel like this person might contact you. Hello guys. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Welcome, Morris. It's just a beginning of a friendship. Weekends, what is coming up today? Let's see. One, two, three. Just leave your question. I'll get to it. Okay, so for you, weekends, what is coming up for you today? We do have the Nine of Swords, which can represent paranoia or a little bit of like thinking too much or staying in your head too much. It's kind of a little bit of a suffering, but it's a mental suffering. We do have, although we do have this kind of negative, right next to her is the Sun. So there are so many good things coming. Like there's so many good things around you, but I feel like you're being a little bit too. You're going to be a little bit too nitpicky about if it's truly positive. But I feel like it is just because the Empress and the Sun. We do have Venus and the Sun, so that by in it by itself represents um, happiness and pleasures. Um, as far as what's coming for you today, I do feel like there's a nurturing energy coming for you, and there is a true happiness energy. But I do feel like something to be aware of is that you might feel really critical or paranoid or maybe even worried, but you shouldn't be focusing on that. What you should be focusing is on nurturing and positivity. Um, but that's what I'm seeing with this. Hopefully, this gives you some insight. Garge, you would like a general reading for you. Welcome, weekends. Okay, let's see. General reading for Garge. One, two, three. All right, so for you, Garge, we do have. I feel like it's going this way. We do have the Hangman, the Four of Swords, and then we do have the Queen of Swords. So for you, it's mostly kind of like a reserved energy. I feel like you are really not wanting to um, be called into action. Um, yeah, you're definitely you're trying to wait things out. I feel like with the Four of Swords, you really don't want to pay attention to any outside problems or influences on your daily life. Um, but the Queen of Swords is telling you to be aware and um, be str- be str- I can't say it, strategic on how you're handling. Um, this energy is calling you to kind of like wake up. You've spent too much time reserved, and now it's time for you to actually make a move and put your life in a better direction with the Queen of Swords. So a general reading for you, it's kind of like you've kind of like stayed, um, you've kind of stayed a little you stayed dormant a little too long, and now it's time for you to wake up and to um, head in a different direction and take action, take charge. Um, that's what I'm seeing, guard. Um, but yep. All right, so I'm gonna start answering these in like two cards, just because I need to kind of catch up. Welcome card. All right, so may you be peace and at ease. You were wondering if you could answer. Should you break up with the Taurus? What will happen to your friendship if you do? All right, let's see. What will happen? Okay. Should you break up with the Taurus? We do have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands can represent interest. Um, So I can't tell you if it's a yes or no, but I feel like if you've kind of lost interest, even if the energy um, of finding them interesting is not there anymore, then it's a possible yes. Um, as far as like what would happen if in regard to your friendship, if you guys do, I mean, there's still this kind of like motherly, nurturing energy. So, I mean, even if you do, um, I feel like this is kind of coming up for you more. You're still gonna feel nurtured. You're still gonna be stable by yourself. Um, the friendship might be stable in it by itself too, but I feel like the Queen of Pentacles hides. Um, there might be a lot of like hidden uh, things from like the naked eye. Um, is there anything else that I'm seeing? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, if you've kind of lost even the smallest of interest, it's a good sign. Well, it's a definite. I can't talk today. It is a sign that yeah, you probably need to go through with the breakup. Just because the fish is pointing towards a yes, if it was pointing towards a no, I would tell you that um, it wouldn't be a good idea to break up. But I do feel like you probably are already headed in that direction, and even if you guys do break up, there's still a energy of independence and an energy of being reserved. But that's what I see. Um, so I don't know if you guys might reserve from the friendship. I still see it as a it's still going to be a good friendship just because you guys have history together, and the Queen of Pentacles is a very nurturing energy. So I still see it as a friendship that's so good. Um, but that's what I see. Julie J, can you tell me? Can I tell you if S is going to do anything about Ben's responsible behavior? Ben is your housemate and has no respect for your safety and privacy. Complain to S about see. For Julie J, if S is going to do anything, let's see. So we do have the Seven of Swords, and then we do have the Nine of Wands. So this energy is kind of like getting away with things, getting away with. We're being like a trickster of, of some sort, and then the Knight of Wands. It's kind of like a movement of action. Um, as far as there is a chance of this person getting caught, but I feel like it's most likely a no, just because they are facing in this direction. If it was facing this direction, I would say yes. If it was facing it, since it's facing this direction, it's probably a no. Um, unfortunately, um, that's what I see with the cards. Donna, what are the feelings of John Lewis for you currently? In regards to I feel like this is in regards to a romantic connection. Um, Got one, two. What are the feelings of John Lewis for you currently? So John Lewis, as far as like this is kind of like the Four of Swords and the Emperor. We do have the Libra card, and then we do have the Aries card. So this is kind of like a conflicting. Um, it's a conflicting but complementary um, energy. So I do feel like this John Lewis probably does think about you, just because we do have this kind of like this angel and the Greg. Um, but I feel like this person's just probably waiting for the right time to take action. Um, so there is a lot of like thinking about you, or there is some thinking about the partnership, but there isn't really a call to action as of late. Eventually there might, but I feel like for right now, this person's probably just restraining themselves and probably imagining what the partnership or relationship can probably look like. That's what I'm seeing, Donna. Jane, will N Aries call you or message you during this month, or not? Or has she forgotten? So I did shuffle this deck again. For you, Jane, this is the Aries, and then we do have the Queen of Swords. I don't feel like this person forgot you. I just feel like it's more like you should probably take a stand and talk to this person. I do want to say that there might be someone else in this person's life, just because we do have the Queen of Swords and we do have the Emperor. So just be aware that that is a possibility. But if anything, I feel like you should try to contact this person. But I don't think this person has forgotten you. But that's what I'm seeing, Jane. Pink. You want to know what your ex feels about you now. So I do want to let you guys know that I do private readings if you guys are interested, where I go more in depth. So if you want a better reading that involves more than just one deck, you can book it on my Instagram. There's a link to my Instagram in the description box. Okay, so Pink, you want to know how your ex feels about you now. Guess this one will come out too. All right, how does your ex feel about you now? So we do have the Queen of Wands, and then we do have but this is a different form of magician. So I do feel like this person just kind of left you to be by yourself, to kind of discover yourself. But at the same time that this person has kind of like left you to do your own thing, this person does have they're trying to work their own things out. The magician is associated with Mercury. Mercury is associated with Gemini and Virgo, but I do feel like this person's just I'm not saying this person's content, but they felt like they needed you to kind of rediscover yourself, reassert yourself. At the same time, this person knew exactly what was going to happen and knew that you kind of needed this kind of break, and that this person also needed this break at the same time. That is what I'm seeing. Uh, so I did pink. D. What is the future with your crush and you? Should you guys move on? You guys had chemistry for years and both had a crush on each other at some point. He has a girlfriend now. You might have to silence this in a bit. You have a client. You can't end up getting surgery. Great. That's awesome. You picked him up today and he's not eating yet on his own food. You have been doing a little work with Diety and pretty sure Hecate is around and wondering if she would be willing to help you do some magic and support your kitty. That's nice. That's really nice that your cat had this surgery. All right, so should you move on? What is the future and should you move on? Okay, so for you, what is the future? We do have codependency. Codependency, and this doesn't look good. Should you move on? We do have auntie whispers. So as far as like what is the future for your crush and you, there is like a really codependent nature. I wouldn't say it would be a very fruitful nature, fruitful energy. Sorry, fruitful energy. But I do feel like you guys will go through thick and I'm saying it wrong, but you guys would go through the harshest periods of your life and still be with one another. As far as should you move on, Auntie Whispers is not looking at yes. There is a strong indicator to face towards yes, but with the strength card facing towards no. I feel like as far as moving on, no, this person's probably, even though you guys will go through a harsh period, this person's probably going to stick with you till the end. But Wendy, sorry, I said Katie for some reason. Wendy. Wendy, sorry if I said Katie. Wendy, as far as the future with your crush, definitely. I cannot talk. I definitely see a strong possibility of no, don't move on. That's what I see, Wendy. Katie. But thank you, Katie, for leaving the for letting me know. To Gabby, general reading. Gabby, general reading. I'm gonna take this as your card. Ooh. Okay, Gabby. So for you, we do have the Five of Wands, but then we also have the Ten of Cups. Gabby, a general reading for you is like you're going through some difficult times, you're going through challenges, and the Five does represent conflicts. So you could possibly be arguing, or your direction is being misled in some sort of way. But I feel like the Ten of Cups is reminding you that at the end of this conflict, at the end of this this kind of chaotic energy, you're going to be happy. Maybe not in the way that you expected. It might be a little bit like a hassle, but at the end of this um, chaotic energy, you're going to be, it's almost like you're accepting that either way you're going to be happy at the end. Maybe not in the way that you expected, but I definitely do see happiness for you. So, Gabby, that's basically what I'm seeing. I'm a little bit behind. You feel conflicted. Yeah. Just stay optimistic with the Ten of Cups. Fa. How does A feeling about you after you walked away? Will you guys reconcile? One, two. All right. As far as how does A feel about you walking away, we have the Temperance. Temperance is all about optimism. It's all about moderation. It's also associated with learning through experience. So this person's probably going through a spiritual awakening of some sort. It's not like I don't know if it's kind of like a strong spiritual awakening, but this Temperance is associated with Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the planet, does have the planet in Jupiter. So this person is probably growing from this relationship. It's growing from, like, philosophically, this person is growing in some way or form. Your experience kind of taught this person how to grow. As far as like, will you guys reconcile? So the Knight of Pentacles does represent a yes. Although I do want to let you know that it is going to take some time before this person does reconcile. Just because I feel like this person is still going through a change of a spiritual change in some way. So I do feel like there is a strong chance of reconciliation. I should let you know that this person does have free will, so just be aware of that. So Fa, just answer your question. Thank you guys for being patient with me as I try to get through these readings. Okay. Prachi, communication with your ex. Yes, you communicated with your ex yesterday. You guys argued, and then he blocked you again. Will your ex come back? This one. And in this case. Okay. Will your ex come back? So remember, this side is yes, this side is no. I shuffled these cards again. I did shuffle them. Okay, just want you to be aware. And Temperance came up. So there's a possibility of yes. There's a possibility of no. With this advice card, again, like this is what's okay. Prachi, what I'm going to tell you, just because I pulled two cards, one is kind of like a little still, the other one is the same. Like there's no direction in either way for yes or no. I feel like you're just gonna have to be patient and wait it out to see. I do want to say that we do have an X. So there is a possibility of a no, but the X could just represent your X. So that is complicated. I would say that I really don't know. It could go either way. Because these two are just not going in any direction. So I'm sorry I couldn't give you like a yes or no answer, but I really can't tell if this person will or will not reconcile and come back. Sagu. What is the current energy surrounding Omar? And before I can answer that question, I want to know who Omar is in your life. Just because I kind of don't like to do third-party readings. I can definitely do like how does this person's energy affect you when you're around. Bro, and what was this person thinking when he saw you today? All right, for you, Sagu, we have the Chariot, represents Cancer, can represent moving, and then we do have the Four of Pentacles that represents rest. This person probably thought about you. They probably were thinking about how to get close to you, but I feel like they didn't really take action just because we have a reserve energy, and the Chariot doesn't really like to take charge unless they actually have to. Chariot is associated with Cancer, so they might be a little bit protective of their energy. But I mean, we do see that this person did think about you. Maybe more of a emotional or partnership way because we do have Libra and then we do have Cancer. But that's basically what I'm seeing. Jessica, hello. How will it be if the Virgo wants to come back? He blocked you on Facebook and you missed them. How will it be if the Virgo, I'm gonna say it just does come back. One, two. All right. How will it be if the Virgo does come back? So for you, we have the Woodsman, which represents the Hermit. And then we do have the Six of Swords. So this person is probably just going to stay by themselves. If this person does come back into your life, it's because they've done some healing, or there has been healing in the partnership in some way or form. Virgo is it's associated with the healer. Virgo likes to communicate. And then we do have the Six. So if this person does come back, this person's probably So yeah, I definitely feel like Jessica, as far as if the Virgo does, I mean, this is the Virgo. This is the Virgo. This is the Virgo. I just realized that this is the Virgo. as far as if this person wants to come back and how will it be, there's going to be some major transitioning within the relationship. I feel like in order to make this relationship work, both of you, because it's not just one person, both of you are going to need in some way. You guys might not meet eye to eye just because we do have swords facing away. But there is still a possibility of making it work. But both of you are going to work. Both of you will have to work on your parts. It's kind of like a agreed to disagree kind of energy. And then we do have one sword facing towards this direction. So, I mean, it would take some major energy to try to make it work, but I feel like ABA's it can be successful. But yeah, definitely a energy of agree to disagree. Move to calmer waters with you. Yeah, I do see that. Sagul. All right, Sagul, just let me know. How is this person like a as far as like is this person like acquaintance, someone you're interested in being in a relationship with, or what? And I will happily answer your question. What was this person thinking when he saw you today? And why did he block you again? Problem, I feel like you were the chariot and the four of swords. Probably just a break and protecting of their energy. I'm gonna need a little bit of a refresher after I do readings. I kind of forget what the message was. Marjan, what is Sabi's mind about Mirkan? You, okay. Mirkan, what's in Sabi's mind about you? I see what's going on. 1, 2. All right, Mirkan, sorry. Zebi's mind's about you, what's going on. For you, we have the four of, I mean, look at this. I don't know if you could see it, but they're definitely, this is a good connection. But we also have the 7 of wands that represents conflict and protection. I'm not so sure what's going on, but I feel like as far as like the energy that I see, this kind of does deal with celebration, but protection of a relationship or a partnership. Just because the 4 wands represents a partnership, just for these two, and it's a good foundation for a relationship. But I feel like with the 7, just be cautious. Because this person might be a little bit too overprotective of the relationship. But that's what I'm seeing. That's what I feel the connection in Zevi's mind is about. Katie, Temperance is one of your favorite cards, and Star. Those are pretty good complementary cards. Okay, so Katie. So Hecate around you. You have to ask, is Hecate around you? Hecate around you. Would she be willing to help you with healing work for Kitty? Let's see. So 2 cards. I feel like this is yes and no. Questions. So the secretary around you, yes, no. Obvious. This is an obvious yes. The no, which is telling you that you probably do need to do some more work with her. Well, Hecate. So she has a lot to offer. Will she do some healing work? I can already tell what this is going to be. Probably a yes. But I might have spoken too soon. As far as for healing work for Kitty, I want to say this is probably a no. I do feel like Hecate does have the power to heal, but I feel like it's more like healing sadness or healing emotional pain more than anything, to be honest. I'm gonna pull one more card for you. Yeah, we do have the Five of Pentacles, which kind of represents going through a harsh period. So she can definitely heal, but it's more like of an emotional than physical. But yeah, she is present and she does want to communicate. And she can heal emotionally, but physically, there's kind of like a limitation, unfortunately. Okay. Hopefully, this gave you some insight, Katie. Jessica, I think I already answered your question. Sego, you want to know what's the current energy surrounding Omar as far as friendship? So I'm gonna see the current energy surrounding your connection as like friendship. The connection as friendships. One, in regards to friendship. 2. All right. So for you, Sego, we do have the 8 of Cups, which represents walking away, and then we do have the Empress from walking away from either a nurturing figure, a motherly figure, or walking away from bountiful energy. It's basically what I'm seeing. As far as like in regards to the connection or the friendship, Um, there is a definite energy of walking away from something beautiful. Um, is there anything else that I'm seeing? No, there's definitely just that energy of walking away from something nurturing, something that it's kind of like depriving yourself from. Um, the energy is more like depriving yourself from something that's worthwhile. Like even if this person has everything in store for them, um, they might not see it as being fulfilled um, with this energy. But that's what I'm seeing. Um, Sagul. Sagul. Um, hopefully this gave you some insight in regards to the connection. All right, so Crystal Slaughters, will you and your divine masculine reconcile soon? Let's see. All right, so Crystal Slaughters, I do feel like it's going to be a okay. The Three of Swords represents pain, heartbreak, so I do feel like it's going to be a no, but I don't see that as a negative. Um, it doesn't seem negative just because we do have the Queen of Pentacles, which is reserved, and she is a vegetation, so she is very nurturing. She is kind of like enriching. Um, I feel like you're pretty much good by yourself, um, but I feel like it's a possible no. Future is subject to change, but I feel like either way, you're still pretty good by yourself, Crystal Slaughter. But from what I see, no, not soon. But I mean, either way it goes, you're still going to be content with your own energy. That's what I'm seeing. So, will this person reach out? Sorry, will this person apologize? Yes or no? And advice. Okay, I'm gonna take that as the advice. Will this person apologize first? All right, so right off the bat, I'm gonna say no, just because. Um, well, if they do apologize, they're not really gonna mean it, just because in order for this to be a yes, it has to face this way, but it's facing this way. It's a no. So they might do it to just keep the peace, or they might do it to just to keep things going. But I feel like internally they feel like it's a straight up no. Um, so this person does have. I do want to say this person does have the free will to apologize and to not apologize, but I feel like if they do, they don't really mean it. And the Nine of Swords is because there was just a lot going on and there was chaos. Um, the Nine of Swords is about criticism, and it's like everything is just picked energy. So I feel like internally they feel like it's a no. Um, but I mean, they might apologize just for the sake of it. So just be aware of that. Josephine, okay, I'm good. Well, if you were asking how I am, I'm good. Thank you for asking. If you did. Um, 7:30, 21st. Rajan, I think what I said, I just know that I did answer it. Um, I feel like if you just go back and rewind, I did kind of say your name wrong. I'm so sorry about that. But hopefully I didn't skip anyone. Josephine Astro Kid. Is there a possibility to get accepted to any overseas universities? Yes, no, possible outcome. Let's see. Yes. Awesome. No possible outcome. Josephine. Right. Josephine, is there a possibility to be accepted for any overseas universities? For yes, we do have the Four of Wands. Four of Wands, really good card. It represents home and comfort. For no, I did shuffle again. We do have the Nine of Swords, which can represent anxieties or limiting belief system. Possible outcome. So we do have the. If I was going to say, probably, I feel like you can go in either direction. You might just need to manifest it. So I feel like if you kind of, you probably do. If you go, I can't talk. I'm so sorry. I need to breathe in. I feel like there is a strong possibility of it being a yes, but there is also a strong possibility of it being a no. I feel like you determine which one you want to go to, but I feel like if you decide with no, you're going to obviously be dealing with regrets and like a little bit of like, oh, why didn't I do this? Or like just a lot of conflicting energy. But if you do decide to go for it, and if you do get accepted, you're definitely going to enjoy your time over there, overseas. But you're definitely going to have to manifest it. You get to decide. I mean, look at this. I honestly want to tell you it's a yes, but it's just the way that you approach it. I mean, you are pretty smart from what I can tell with this card. You're a really smart individual. But that is what I see. And hopefully this gave you some insight. Sachi, hopefully I say your last name right. It's like Zena. Will you get a love proposal from Dr. Shashank? Let's see. Welcome, Josephine. Let me actually drink my coffee. Okay, so for the side, yes. For the side, no. Yes, we do have the tower. It can represent a shakeup. It can represent destruction. For no, we do have the Queen of Cups. I feel like you're going to be waiting for a really long while. Um, and then for possible outcome, so from what I see, this does look like it's going to be a no. Um, just because we do have the Nine of Wands, and I feel like this is the person that you're referring to, signifies the no. Um, so I do feel like it's a no, unfortunately. But hopefully this gave you some insight into the direction that it's setting. I do want to let you know that the future is subject to change, and this person does have the free will to change their mind. So just be aware of that. But from what I see, it's a strong no. Welcome, Sakshi. Let's see if the Karita future. Will your boxing career be successful? You're a Leo. I feel like I don't know why, but I feel like I've answered that question before. Let me see what the cards have to say. Will your boxing career be successful, Jacarita? 1, 2, and possible outcome. Jacarita, will your boxing career be successful? We do have the Ace of Swords for no. Sorry, I said no for some reason. For yes, sorry. The Ace of Swords for yes, which can represent victory in a way. For no, we do have the Moon, which can represent confusion, and this is more like internal. Yeah, this is definitely internal energy. Possible outcome. We do have the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands is all about competition. It's all about. I do want to say it's a yes, but just be aware that. Sorry about that. Just be aware that there might be some other underlying conflicts going on. But I do feel like if I'm going to tell you if your boxing career will be successful, I do feel like it's a yes. But you are going to go through some major challenges. This in it by itself can represent your boxing career. So you might go through hurdles. So just be aware of that. I do feel like it's going to be a yes, more of a personal success. From what I see. Jacarita. Pro M, you thought that said that the reading was for the person above me. So I feel like I've kind of like lost what your reading was, Pro M. So I'm just gonna pull one more card for you. As far as like why did this person block you again? Okay, so for you, Pro M, as far as like why did this person block you again? I feel like because there was some criticism, there was some words that were said that were pretty harsh. This I feel like this is coming up for you. So this person saw that you kind of were a little bit cold-hearted in some way, and they couldn't take that energy. Um, but I feel like you've kind of said some things that was kind of like unapologetic or in some way. Um, I'm gonna pull one more card for you. Yeah, when you should have been nurturing, when you should have been compassionate, when you should have just listened and kind of be this person's what's it called? Met this person's needs. So you unfortunately this person probably blocked you because you were harsh and you were truthful and you were very vocal. But I feel like this energy is like you should have been nurturing at the same. You could have been truthful, but you should have been nurturing and empathetic. So I feel like that's why this person probably blocked you. Um, but that's basically what I'm seeing. I sorry, I completely forgot what your reading was. I feel like if you rewind and you're by yourself, if this person will contact you, um, Mercon, you rewinded. Welcome. Admit, will your ex Libra come back, or should you move on with your life? Okay. Will your ex Libra come back, or should you move on? I'm gonna pull this one. Or should you move on? All right. Will your ex Libra come back? All right. So we do have the Five of Cups, which represents disappointment. Um, so I feel like the overall energy, it's kind of like a disappointing energy with this person or in the relationship. Like you might have thought that this person had better expectations, um, but they weren't met. As far as will your ex Libra will come back, that is complicated. Will your ex Libra come back? Um, I mean, we do have the Emperor, which is the opposite of a Libra, which is kind of like Aries. Um, they might be present in your life. They might. I feel like once they kind of leave that kind of Libra energy behind of just waiting and being patient and trying to be pleasing, once they take action and once they're assertive and once they um, embody the energy that opposes them, I feel like they'll be ready to come back. Just be aware that there are going to be some major disappointments, and you are going to have to accept the um, this person as they're like transforming. Um, should you move on with your life? So this is pointing towards the yes direction. If it was coming for this. If it was pointing on this side, I would say no. But since the character is moving towards the yes direction, I feel like a strong possibility should be yes, you should move on. Um, like I said, this person might be present in your life, and um, they might change um, their persona, but just be aware that there is going to be some disappointments in how they handle their new character. Um, but overall, should you um, move on with your life? Yes. Um, just from what I see. Mm, I think Spiritual J is next, if I'm not mistaken. How did things go with you working at Acosta as a merchandiser? Should you stay or should you find another job? Let's see. Your question, you might need to rewind it. Welcome, Amit. How did things go working Acosta as a merchandiser? Should you stay or should you find another job? Okay. Um, Thank you, Amit, for liking and subscribing. Spiritual J, how did things go working at Acosta as a merchandiser? We have the tower, which represents destruction. It is associated with just like if the foundation wasn't stable, then it just needed to like crumble. Um, as far as should you stay or should you find another job? Should you stay? If it was pointing this direction, I would say yes. But the Fool is about new experiences, new ventures. So it is pointing towards the no, you should not stay. Um, should you find another job? All right, so for the meantime, what I'm seeing, you are going to be met with some disappointments if you do decide to go. Like that is just normal, okay? I feel like you shouldn't stay, but if you do decide to find another job, it should be in the same field, in the same area. Um, Give me 1 second while I try to channel your message. Spiritual J. Should you find another job? Yes and no. I feel like with the no, that you're definitely going to be probably in the same field in some way or form. But I feel like there's going to be people that are going to come up to you, and I feel like they might call you in for a job that's pretty unexpected. So you might receive calls from people um, wanting to hire you, um, but you're probably headed in the direction of a job in the same field. Um, yeah, there's definitely someone else that's going to probably try to call you back. Um, your work experience. I feel yeah, I do feel like people are going to be calling you back to try to get you to work with them. But I feel like in the meantime, you might be back in the same field of work. Um, but there is definitely a need to change. Spiritual J. It's basically what I'm seeing. But hopefully this gives you some insight. I feel like there's more that needed to be said, but from what I saw with the cards, I think the message was clear. Should you say in your job? No. Should you find another job? Yeah, but probably I feel like people are probably going to call you um, into hiring you, but you might want to stay in the same field or not. You can actually decide what you want to do as far as like your career or your job. All right, so I don't know, is Steve manipulative? I'm gonna see like what's I'm seeing is Steve manipulative when it comes to you and your connection. Two. One more card, possible outcome. All right. Is Steve manipulative? So I did shuffle the cards again. So for you, the yes, the tower has been coming up a lot. For no, we do have the page of the Ace of Pentacles. For possible outcome, we do have the Nine of Swords. As far as like from what I see, we do have Mars energy. The Nine of Swords does represent criticism, and the Ace of Pentacles represents growth. I mean, if they're probably doing a bad job of being manipulative. I can't tell you if it's a yes or a no, just because with the yes we do have a major arcana. With the no, we do have the Ace of Pentacles. From the possible outcome, outcome of which one this person is. I mean, this person is facing the yes, so it might seem like they are, but they're really not. Um, and if they are, they kind of do regret. I feel like they do regret their actions because it does come back to hurt them in some way. So this person probably thinks they're not. Their actions might be manipulative, but I feel like this person does not think they're manipulative. Um, that this is a complicated reading for you. Is Steve manipulative? Possible, yes. Does this person? Is that how this person sees themselves? No. This is what I feel like needed to be said. There is a possibility of it being a yes, but I feel like this person doesn't feel or see that they're manipulative. Um, but that's basically what I'm seeing. Hopefully, this gave you some insight in regards to this person that you're referring to. Sharmila Roy. How Emma is feeling about you? Let's see. So your comment got retracted for some reason. But I'm just gonna pull the energies from what I see. So I'm guessing this is a romantic relationship, interest. You're a Virgo and he's a Scorpio. It's interesting. Two, three. Okay, so for you, this person's feelings about you. You guys are not in contact. So this person feels about you. We do have the Three of Cups, celebration. We do have the Queen of Pentacles, nurturing. And then we do have the Three of Swords. So interestingly enough, we have the 3, and then we have a 3. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like okay, I'm just pausing to try to channel this message. I mean, there are some good times and there are some bad times. The Queen of Pentacles is more like a reserved energy. So I feel like, in all honesty, you're probably holding on to. I don't know if you guys have like interacted, but I do feel like you're holding on to some good memories when you do have the Three of Swords when you should possibly be facing the reality. It's okay. So this is how I see it. Like, I feel like this pentacle is a Three of Swords, but you're not seeing a Three of Swords. Well, I don't know if this is you or if this is the other person, but I do feel like someone's just not paying attention to the pain and the heartbreak, or a reality. The Three of Swords doesn't mean heartbreak just in general. It's like something that you thought was true was just proven false, and that was an immediate shock. Um, so there's definitely a holding on to memories. There's definitely a holding on um, to good times, but I feel like at the same time, like the Three of Swords, it's kind of like there are no more good times. There are no more. Um, it's just it's kind of painful to watch, to be honest. I'm gonna pull one more card for you. I mean, we do have the lovers, so there is still like a strong connection, but I feel like a strong there is like a good connection, but I feel like there's pain and then there's also pleasure. Um, so there is love. This person probably does feel love, um, but there it's just like this person has two forms of love. One that's joyful, that's blissful, one and then the other that's um, heartbreaking and painful. So just be aware of that. So this I feel like this is probably how this person sees you. So there's good, but there's also bad. Um, and if there isn't anything like that went wrong in the relationship, this person might be a little bit too cautious. Um, so I'm actually gonna cleanse myself a little bit. You guys have never been in a relationship. Okay. So he is healing probably. I do feel a little bit tired, guys, from doing all these readings. So I might just call it a day in a little bit. Priyanka, can you ask why your pet bird Chili died? I'm gonna pull 2 cards, see what's coming up. All right, Priyanka, we do have the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands can represent quick energy. So there was something probably Two of Swords. Two of Swords is all about being being um, being stuck. Um, as far as like why, I'm not so sure. I feel like there is some moving on and some healing that needs to take place. Two of Swords is about like crossing. Um, I really, Priyanka, I really don't know, unfortunately. Like with the Two of Swords, it's kind of like not knowing. Um, I'm sorry, I just really don't know. Right. I'm actually gonna. I really do feel like my energy has been. It's almost. It's almost Okay. Oh, look, Harper. So you could actually leave your question. I will get to it. Okay. So Shamila, I did your reading. Lena Mama, you're in Aries dealing with the Gemini man. Will you guys get back together next year? And what will be the outcome? So I feel like I'm just gonna pull 2 cards for the next readings. You're in Aries dealing with the Gemini man. What would be the outcome? All right. So I do want to let you know that the future is subject to change, and this person does have free will. Will you guys get back together next year? That is complicated. We do have for this we do have the King of Axis, which represents the air sign. I can't really tell you if this is going to be a yes or no, just because we do have the King of Axis. I'm going to pull one more card for you. Yeah, you're going to be, as far as like, will you guys be together next year? I'm not so sure. There's like an equal chance of it being a yes or a no. Let me see what will be the outcome. Okay, so for what will be the outcome, it's all about being patient, being this is like waiting. If you guys do get if you do guys get back together, there's definitely going to be a waiting period. There's going to be some energy of being patient with one another. And then it's interesting that we do have these 6 and then we do have the 7. So this is about giving each other the much needed energy. Getting back together just because we do have the King of Swords that come up, but the outcome of you guys getting back together would most likely be about waiting, being patient with one another, and probably waiting for the relationship to grow. It might be a little bit dull and frustrating, so just be aware of that. But this is a definite energy of being patient. So, you guys are. All right, Luna, will Leo contact and reconcile with you? Will Leo contact and reconcile? Sorry, with you. Contact and reconcile. All right, Luna, will Leo contact and reconcile with you? Will Leo contact? Yes, no. That's interesting. Will Leo reconcile? Well, sorry, will Leo contact you? This is facing towards a no, but we do have the Page of Cups, which is a messenger. So there's probably going to be some waiting. This person might contact you, but there's definitely going to be a hesitation to contact you. As far as reconciliation, yes, no, and then we do have the 3 of Pentacles. So there is a possibility of contact, whether it's on your part or on this person's part, but there is a possibility of uh, contact for Leo reconciliation. I would say yes, just because we do have the Three of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles is all about making things work. Three of Pentacles is also associated with, I feel like it's associated with Mercury in Capricorn. So there is going to be some they are going to wait until they have everything in order. So this is all about waiting for the right course of action. So will there be contact? Possibly. Will there be reconciliation? Again, possibly yes. But I feel like it's going to be more on your part to try to reconcile and to try to contact. It'd be more beneficial for you to do so. But that is basically what I'm seeing, Luna. Hopefully this gave you some insight. Bianca, how will 2021 look like for your husband and you? Stefanina. All right, Bianca, how will 2021 look like for your husband and you? Got one card that I wanted to flip. So. Okay. All right. As far as 2021 for your husband and you, the general reading, we do have the Hermit, which is the Woodsman. This is all about healing. This is all about communicating. There's definitely like a lot of like healing and communication coming up for you in 2021. This is more like an everyday thing. So every day, every moment that you guys spend together, you guys are trying to heal in some way or in some capacity. You guys might distance yourselves a little bit. Just be aware of that, but that's not a bad thing. It just means that you guys are reflecting and healing by yourselves, which is actually kind of healthy because we do have the Virgo card. As far as for you and your husband, for you, we do have the Seven of Swords, which can represent tricky energy. It can represent a little bit of lying and being deceitful, which you should try to stay away from for 2021. Bianca, just be aware that you might have this kind of tricky energy around you. It's not bad, but you are gonna have to own up to anything that any lies or any like this isn't bad. I'm gonna stress this out. This is not bad, okay? But just don't lie and don't try to sneak things around from this person, from your, I say person, but from your husband. And for your husband, we do have I did shuffle this deck again, Three of Pentacles, which does represent making things work. So definitely spending some time apart. For you, just be cautious of this energy of being tricky or trying to manipulate your husband into doing something that this person probably doesn't want to. And just have patience with them, because I feel like with the Seven of Swords, you're pretty fast and you're pretty smart. And you really, if you want something, you're going to get it in your own way. But be upfront about it. Just because for him, the Three of Pentacles, he he probably will try to do what you want him to do, but I feel like he would rather you be upfront. Um, is there anything else that I'm getting? But I feel like on his part, he's gonna try to step up um, in the relationship. So just be watchful of that. If he ever tries to step up in the relationship, um, just be supportive. But I definitely do feel like overall for 2021, in regards to your husband and you, there is going to be some healing. There is going to be some internal work being done. There might be a little bit of a separation, but I feel like that's healthy. Um, that's basically what I'm seeing, Bianca. Hopefully, this gave you some insight. Uh, better than before. What advice do your spirit guides have for you? So two cards immediately flipped. So for you, we do have death. If you're talking about spirit guides, death would be very reasonable card to come up for you. And then we do have the Nine of Wands, which represents some healing. Um, better than before. I do feel like you're gonna go through a transformation. You're definitely gonna go through a period of letting go, but I feel like you're kind of resisting. Like you really don't want to let go. You're trying to hold on to, and you're trying to put up guards when you really shouldn't. Like resist the transition. Um, things. It's normal for things to die, and it's normal to be scared to try to transform. Um, I also see this as kind of like contact. Like I feel like your spirits are telling you that like you've kind of okay. So bear with me. You've had contact before, and I feel like with spirit, you've had contact before with spirit, and it didn't go so well. But I feel like your spirit guides are telling you that things have changed. It's no longer as scary as it once was. So you might be a little bit too cautious and overprotective. You might have like a lot of boundaries and resistance. Um, I feel like even if you do get hurt, which I feel like it's very unlikely. I feel like spirit is definitely there too. It's definitely there and protecting you. Um, but I feel like you're kind of resisting their protection. Um, but I do feel like they do want to contact you, but you're a little bit hesitant to do so. So call on them to if you're going through difficult times, call on them to help you through this difficult periods. Call on them to transform you. Call on them to let things go easily. Um, and don't resist their help. Don't resist communicating with them. Better than before. I think that's the advice. I feel like you're a little bit resistant about them like entering and communicating with you when you really shouldn't. They have your back. I mean, they are the most. If anything, they're the most scariest thing that anyone else should be afraid of because they're here to protect you. So don't be resistant because they are willing to help you better than before. But that's what I see from what I see that Spirit wanted to let you know. Lauren, I don't really do third-party readings, unfortunately. Sorry. Um, let's see. I feel like that was all. Spiritual J, I kind of answered. I feel okay. So oh my gosh, oh my gosh, Spiritual J, I kind of answered your question uh, in the previous. Let me actually look. Yeah, I did. So I did answer your question there. It's in the back. We just rewind. Um, yeah. Um, but hopefully it gave you some insight. From what I can remember, Spiritual J, it's yes, you should move on. Um, I feel like there's people gonna be offering you a job. Um, maybe not the job that you kind of want, but I do feel like you are gonna get an offer, and it is kind of time for you to move on. I feel like that's what I can remember from your reading. But yeah. All right, so I'm gonna do one last reading for everyone that's still in the chat. A last message before I go. You guys can book a private reading, which I use more than just one deck. I actually use Oracle and other divination systems. So in order to book a private reading, go to my Instagram. But let's see, a last message for the people still in the chat. So we do have the four of Pentacles. So this is all about reserving your energy, holding on to things, and knowing when it's time to let go. We do have uh, mind, body, so and spirit coming present. Mind, body, and spirit, um, and then we have an extra pentacle. So balance your crown chakra, balance your solar, balance your root and your sacral. Um, and don't hold on to things for too long. Know when it's the right time to let things go. Um, but at the same time, there are some things that are more worthwhile holding on. Lauren, unfortunately, I don't do third party readings. Sorry about that, but it's just I kind of feel uncomfortable doing third party readings. Harper. Um, no, I didn't. In fact, I'm so sorry. I think you were the last person that I said that I did. Someone pulled 2 cards for you, Harper. I think for the last two, just the last two are going to be Harper and Lauren. Okay. So, Harper, you want to know if he is generally coming back to you? Lauren. How possible to yeah. So for you, Harper, you want to know if P is generally coming back to you? Decides for yes, decides for no. Well, I'm gonna take it as the reverse. So this did come up reverse. For some weird reason, I shuffled it reversed. I do feel like it's gonna be a no. Just because we do have 2 wands. We do have 1 wand that it says that there is still a possible. It's still a possibility, but I feel like there's no. It's probably going to be a no, and it's probably going to be a no because there is some. I can talk. Sorry, there is going to be a hesitation to come back to you. Advice. We do have the 10 of Cups. I do feel like you are going. I feel like you are going to go through a period of. You're going to be going through a period of happiness and of enjoyment, but not right now. I'm gonna pull 1 more card for you. Yeah. So in all honesty, I'm gonna say pay attention to Taurus energy. Pay attention to a Taurus, or someone that's religious. I feel like someone who deals with religion, someone who deals with family is going to maybe come up into your life, and bring this 10 of Cups with them towards you. As far as if this person will generally come back to your life, I do feel like there is a hesitation, and I feel like it's going to be a no. But there is something way better for you. I do feel like marriage and happy family, happy life is coming for you, but just you might be a little bit. You might wait a while. He is Taurus. Oh, then maybe yeah, but I feel like there is going to be a hesitation. So my best advice would be for you to actually make the shots. Just because we do have that 1 wand, but for right now, the 2 represents not moving. Lauren, for you, as far as your future spouse would be like. So we do have the Neptune card, and then we do have the 5 of Cups. Lauren, for you, this person is probably a water sign. Just welcome, Harper. So for you, Lauren, your future spouse will definitely be a water sign. They might be a Pisces or a Scorpio, or they might just have a lot of water in their chart. But I definitely do feel that like your future spouse will kind of keep you hanging, will keep you in suspense. I do feel like you might go through some emotional periods with this person, just because I do kind of see crying involved with the 5 of Cups. but all in all, this person's just gonna balance you out. Um, so be very mindful. They are, in regards to your future spouse, justice is a really good card to get. It could represent partnerships. It could represent Libra energy. Um, but I do see predominantly water. So, is there anything else that I'm seeing with these cards, Lauren, in regards to your future um, spouse? Um, hey Shay. So currently, the readings are closed, and I'm just doing 2 cards for one person. Yeah. But maybe you're in your low energy. That's why the cards came out. But I do see like a really strong partnership, though. I feel like this person's probably gonna. I do feel like this person's probably gonna balance their emotions out. I feel like, and they're really like. I mean, look at this. This person's probably walking into your life. I feel like they're like a fantasy made into a reality. But I definitely do feel like, in regards to partnerships, it's a really strong indicator that you will be married at some point, and they are going to make your fantasies come true. Maybe not in the way that you intended it to be, but they do have that dreamy nature about them. So energy for you in regards to your partner, which is pretty interesting. Um, so, Shrishti, you're another person that I just completely forgot. I'm so sorry about that. Last person, for real. This is going to be the last person. The last person. Shrishti, yes. I'm sorry for skipping your question. Um, does Y have feelings for you? I'm gonna do yes, no, and what are the feelings? What are the feelings? So sorry for skipping you, Shrishti, yes. But does Y have feelings for you? Yes, no. Unfortunately, this is pointing towards a no, so there is a strong possibility of it being a no. And the Page of Swords can also indicate avoidant energy. We do have the Hierophant for you. So if you're asking for like, I feel like you're more of a marriage type of person, and you're looking for something serious, and that's gonna be in long terms, like a relationship that's gonna last a long while. I feel like this person just isn't it. Just because this person might be a little bit naive about what they want in a relationship, and you're pretty much dominant. I did shuffle this deck, so I do want to let you be aware. But I feel like you're going to, in regards to this person, there is going to be a disconnect. I feel like for you, like I said with Harper, sorry, there is going to be more of a Taurus energy. A more Taurus energy is going to be more beneficial for you. I feel like you're probably going to go through a partnership of disconnect for a while until it really turns and you meet the person that's right for you. But you need someone who's very stable and who's very serious. Um, so I don't know if we're still here, Shristi, but I do feel like for you, a Taurus energy, someone who's more family or oriented, someone who has religion on their side, um, someone who wants a long-term relationship is going to be right for you. I feel like with the person that you were referring to, they're not looking for anything serious. I feel like that's it, guys. I'm actually grateful that I did the readings for you, but I'm kind of tired and I need a break. So thank you for watching. If you're interested in a private reading, like I mentioned, links in the description to my Instagram. Pretty cheap for a reading. But with that being said, take care, have fun, enjoy life, and I'll see you in the next time. Bye, guys.